John Beltran back at Frederick High School, moments away from the start of the Mustang boys against the Frederick Warriors. And this team from Frederick, even though they're just 6-6, they're very well balanced. They got 4 players in double figures scoring-wise, led by Jake Green at 15 points a game, and Joe Cartelli at just over 13 points a game. So they've got 4 guys you got to contend with. They don't have the big 1 or 2. They have 4. But again, playing in such a difficult Tri-Valley League, it's tough to win on a consistent basis. Fort Morgan Mustangs are looking for just 1 victory tonight to get them going in the right direction. All right, we're going to send it downstairs momentarily for the starting lineups. But as they customarily do here in Frederick, they will introduce the players on the entire roster. At least that's what they did for the girls' game. Mustangs have been shorthanded lately without Devin Mussman, a broken foot, and Fernando Marquez not here tonight, the freshman. But they have called up a couple of sophomores. So here we go. Let's send it downstairs to tonight's PA.
Good evening and welcome to Frederick High School for tonight's matchup between
for this boys game.
Mustangs and the Frederick Warriors. The non-starters for the Fort Morgan Mustangs: number 2, Noah Rollo; number 12, Devin Musman; number 20, Simon Graff; number 30, Adam Cardona; and number 33, Andreas Drew Ray. And for the Frederick Warriors non-starters, number 4, Isaiah Elise; number 5, Alex Stern; number 11, Logan Zimmerman; and number 12, Riley Buffington; number 13, Bryce Conover; number 23, Alon Mirna; and number 24, not playing due to injury, Riley Dufour. And now the starters for Fort Morgan: number 1, Jacob Ortega; number 3, Caden Edson; number 11, David Sergria; number 14, Nick Norris; and number 31, Isaac Linker. And now the starters for the Frederick Warriors: number 2, Nick Forbin; number 3, Joe Martelli; number 10, Davis Richard; number 21, Ricky Gutierrez; and number 22, Jacob Green.
There are your starting lineups tonight. Nick Formby, Davis Richard, Joe Cartelli, Ricky Gutierrez, and Jake Green for Frederick. And for the Mustangs, Jacob Ortega, Caden Edson, David Sadinana, Nick Norris, and Isaac Linker. The opening tip tonight is brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. Make sure you're prepared with the right insurance coverage because things happen in life. Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance in Brush in Fort Morgan. And Nick Norris will be jumping center for Fort Morgan. It'll be Jake Green for the Warriors, dressed in their home whites. The Mustangs' closest loss in Tri-Valley came in overtime to the Windsor Wizards, 47-40 at home. They've been tested, obviously, on the road. And the opening tip of this boys' game is controlled. Well, not controlled by anybody. The ball's going to go out of bounds, and it's saved into Ortega all the way to Edson. He banks too strong, and the rebound is into the hands of Davis Richard. There's the outlet. All the way, leaning and scoring is Gutierrez. Check that. That's Jake Green, the leading scorer for this team. 2-0 Frederick. Sadinana the other way. 20 seconds in. Sadinana lobs it into the front court to Norris. Outside left to Edson. In the corner for Linker. Straight away to Sadinana. Here's Ortega stepping in. Now to Sadinana, fouled over there by Jake Green. Mustangs to throw it in, trailing 2-0, 30 seconds into the game. Linker in the right corner for Ortega. Bounce pass down low for Norris. Turns, shoots, and scores. Nick Norris has tied the game at 2. Jake Green into the front court for Frederick. On the outside right, dribbles right of the lane, kicks it to the corner to Formby, and then Formby's fouled. And the Mustang foul committed by Jacob Ortega. Both teams with a foul to throw it in will be Formby in the front court underneath the basket. Formby bounce pass to Green, knocked away, but it's taken over there by Gutierrez, and then the ball is poked out of bounds. It's still in possession of the Frederick Warriors. 7:14 to go first quarter, deadlocked at 2. Formby looking to throw it in. Lobs it towards the midcourt, poked away by Sadinana, but he can't save it and it goes out of bounds. Nice defensive play by the Mustang Junior. Frederick retains possession, but this time in the backcourt. And Cartelli to throw it in. And here comes Jake Green for Frederick. Green over to Cartelli. Cartelli crossover dribble now to Green. Green into the paint, leans, shoots, and scores. Jake Green with a little right-hander straight away. Frederick 4, Fort Morgan 2. 6:53 to go in the opening quarter. Sadinana backcourt to Edson. Edson with a basketball back to Sadinana. Front court pass is taken over there on the high left, and then the ball's poked away, and it's intercepted by Frederick. First turnover of the game. Jake Green cross court, left corner, wide open. Cartelli 3 is off the back of the rim, and there's a foul. That's a foul on Ricky Gutierrez from behind. Second team foul against Frederick. And Isaac Linker to throw it in with 6:37 to go first quarter. Frederick 4, Fort Morgan 2. And here is David Sadinana. Over to Edson in the backcourt. Edson bounce pass still in the backcourt to Sadinana. Front court pass is tipped away. It's still loose, and it's picked up by Formby. And then that ball is off the back of a Frederick Warrior. The teams exchange turnovers. And then Edson fell to the floor, and now we got a loose ball and a tie-up. So that was a mess. And possession arrow pointing in Frederick's direction. And Formby to throw it in. Formby to Green, and Green will bring it across the timeline for Frederick. Against David Sadinana. Bounce pass on the outside right to Formby. Dribbles into the paint, jump pass to Green. Fakes the 3, thinks about it. Dribbles against Sadinana, left baseline. Kicks it cross court to Formby. Formby now to Cartelli near midcourt. Under 6 minutes to go in the first. Left of the lane. Kicks it left corner to Green. Green dribbles left of the lane. Cross court pass to Davis Richard. Richard back out to Green, and Frederick resets the offense. Good defense by Fort Morgan, staying right there with these offensive players. Green straight away, takes the 3, and that is off the back of the rim, and the rebound is controlled by David Sadinana, Fort Morgan. Sadinana dribbles by a defender, picks up his dribble, jump pass is tipped away. It's intercepted by Jake Green. Long baseball pass is taken in the lane by Cartelli, scoops it up right hand, no good. Cartelli with a rebound. Outside right, Richard 3, yes. Davis Richard nails the triple. And the Frederick lead is 5, 7-2 with 5:15 to go first quarter. Ortega in the backcourt, front court pass to Isaac Linker. Back out on the bounce pass to Ortega. Now towards Linker, tipped away, and the overhead pass cross court to Sadinana. Sadinana in the right baseline. Here is Edson. Edson right of the lane. Now to Ortega, left wing 3. Good! Jacob Ortega nails the triple for Fort Morgan. The Mustangs draw to within 2, 7-5. The other way, Frederick with the basketball. Here is Jake Green now straight away into the lane as Formby forces it up. Might have been partially blocked. It's into the hands of Caden Edson of Fort Morgan. Edson on the outlet to Ortega. Crosses the midcourt line. 4:39 to go in the first. Ortega back out to Sadinana. And they will slow things down on the outside left. Ortega with a 3 off the back of the rim, and the one-handed rebound is into the hands of Joe Cartelli. Chest pass into the front court. Now the shot inside the three-point line is up and in, and that's Davis Richard again. He's got 5, and the lead is 4 for Frederick at 9-5 with 4:17 remaining first quarter. Norris with the basketball, right side to Ortega. Jump pass, cross court to Edson. Now here's Sadinana straight away. Sadinana, chest pass, right side Ortega, thinking about it, bounce pass down low for Norris. He banks and he misses, but he's fouled by Gutierrez. Boy, Nick Norris with a strong move to the bucket. And Gutierrez commits the foul, his second. And here's Nick Norris, the junior, to the line, who's been one of the premier scorers this season. Nick Norris bends, shoots, and connects. Frederick 9, Fort Morgan 6. Mobile banking on the go makes banking easier for you when you're on the go. That's Equitable Savings and Loan. First substitution, actually 2 substitutions for Frederick. Logan Zimmerman and Island Marinoff. So Zimmerman and Marinoff into the game, and here comes Noah Rojo for Fort Morgan, supplanting Caden Edson. And Norris to attempt the second free throw. After substitutions were made by both teams. And that one is off the back of the rim, and the rebound is loose, and it's taken by Davis Richard. That's his second. Long pass into the front court for Green. Green into the lane all the way, bodied up, and we got a foul on the floor. Even had it gone, it would not have counted, but the Mustang foul was committed by David Sadinana. That'll be his first, and it's the team's second. Formby to throw it in. Bounce pass in the corner for Green. Back out to Marinoff. Now to Richard, back to Marinoff, so they'll set up this offense. Marinoff motioning his teammates against Jacob Ortega. Marinoff left of the lane. Then he tries to force it up, and it's off the back of the rim. Nick Norris grabs a Fort Morgan rebound. That's his first board of the game. There's the outlet to Sadinana. Mustangs can tie it with a 3. Ortega behind the three-point line. Bounce pass is tipped away. It's intercepted by Formby. Formby all the way lays it up, and he's fouled, and he scores. Sadinana commits his second, and Formby to the line for the three-point play, and Frederick leads by 5. Well, they haven't put it up there. Should be 11-6, and now it is up there. And the free throw coming up for Formby. And Sadinana is out. Edson is back in. And the free throw is off the back of the rim, but the ball is tipped around, and it's into the hands of Marinoff. Frederick again with possession. Here is Green spinning. Right corner, Marinoff 3. They got it again. Now the lead is 8. It's 14-6. A 5-0 run here for Frederick. In the backcourt, Ortega with the basketball. Bounce pass to Edson. Edson crossing midcourt. Well, he almost crossed midcourt. That's going to be a 10-second violation. Fort Morgan with their 4th turnover. They've got to clean things up here. They're down by 8 already with 3:03 to go in the opening quarter. The girls did win tonight for the first time in Tri-Valley play, 51-48. And Marinoff to throw it in just beyond midcourt for Frederick. Inbounds pass is taken by Davis Richard. Got to watch out for him. He's got 5 early points. On the outset, left to Green. Now to Richard. Long 3, and he missed it off the back of the rim. Hit the top of the backboard. Fort Morgan basketball. Fill up your cooler. Gas up your vehicle at Stubbs Gas and Oil. Easy and convenient. Make them the only stop you need your way to the big game. Backcourt bounce pass to Linker. Now to Ortega. He's got Edson wide open. Feeds it into the front court. Edson with a crossover dribble. Picks it up looking for a teammate. Down low to Norris. Norris turns and he hooks it up and in. Nick Norris just too strong down there. Norris with 5. And the Mustangs are down by 6, 14-8. Linker nearly with a steal as he goes flying into the first row. And retaining possession is Frederick with 2:34 to go, and Frederick up by 6. And Davis Richard to trigger it in. There's the lob in the backcourt to Green. Green for the Warriors, their leading scorer this season against Edson. Dribbles into the paint, pulls up from 7. Yes. Green now has 6, and the lead is 8. Ortega the other way for Fort Morgan. He's bodied up and fouled. And that foul was committed, I believe, by Marinoff. Haven't put it on the board yet. Yep. Marinoff with his first. That's the team's 4th. Linker to trigger it in. With the Mustangs down by 8. With 2:16 to go in the first quarter. Ortega then had the ball kicked over there by Cartelli. Mustangs to throw it in just beyond midcourt. Linker to throw it in. Linker near midcourt to Ortega. Jacob with a right-handed dribble. Bounce pass was forced into Dubray, intercepted, and here is Cartelli the other way. Then he double dribbled. Teams trade turnovers there, and it'll be Fort Morgan basketball with Linker to bounce it into Ortega. It's Rojo, Edson, Linker, Dubray, and Ortega for Fort Morgan. Caden Edson trying to spin out of traffic now to Dubray. Rojo was wide open. Linker now feeds him, and Rojo banks and scores. There you go. Nice job there by Isaac Linker, finding the wide open senior Rojo. 16-10 Frederick. The other way, spinning, turning, hooking, and scoring is Logan Zimmerman. Wow, what a move. With the left hand off the back of the rim, and it went down. 18-10 Frederick. A minute 37 to go, first quarter. Edson over to Ortega on the outside right. Dribbles to his right against Zimmerman. Cross court to Edson. Left baseline to Linker. Jump pass to Ortega. Right wing three is off the back of the rim. And it's rebounded over there by Alex Stern, also into the game. Here's the pass to Richard, front court, spinning. Back out straight away. The three from Marinoff is off to the left. And the rebound on one hop to Caden Edson. Edson wants to run, but it's a 1-on-4. Edson all the way. He has that stuffed. I don't know what he did there. He didn't have the numbers. And Marinoff stuffed it right in his face. The other way, here's Cartelli with the basketball. Cartelli back out to Zimmerman. Zimmerman to Marinoff. They will back it up with a minute to go in the opening quarter. Fort Morgan down by 8 points in the game, and then a foul. And I think that might be an offensive foul. It's going the other way. Or just a tie-up. Yep, tie-up, possession, Errol Morgan. I didn't see any foul signal there, but just a tie-up. So a nice defensive play, and the Mustangs will have it. In the backcourt, Linker to throw it in with 56 seconds to go to Rojo. Overhead pass to Ortega. They've got some numbers here, 2-on-1. Dubray lobs it down low for Edson. He dribbles. He has the shot blocked from behind, but Edson chases it down. Edson now bounce pass to Linker straight away. On the right baseline, here is Ortega. Now to Edson, wide open three, and that's off the backside of the rim. And the rebound is into the hands of Davis Richard. There's the outlet to Marinoff. 31 seconds to go in the quarter. Marinoff then had the ball go off his leg out of bounds. That's great defense here by Jacob Ortega. Fort Morgan retains possession. They're playing some better defense here over the last minute and a half, but they've got to get the offense going. And out of the game is Davis Richard. And checking back in is Jake Green, who sat for a brief breather. And here's Noah Rojo with 27 seconds to go, bringing it across the timeline in the opening quarter for the Mustangs to Ortega with a left-handed dribble. Now to Edson, left wing. Rojo thinks about the three. Bounce pass to Edson straight away. Down to 17 to go. Left baseline to Linker, and he traveled. 6 turnover for Fort Morgan. Isaac had the lane there, but wanted to make a move into the paint. And now the final possession of the quarter will go to Frederick as we have 13 seconds to go, and here is Jake Green across midcourt, picked up by Edson. He gets a pick to his right. In the right corner with the basketball is Cartelli, looking up at the clock with three. He backs up, and a shot is blocked by Linker, and then Linker throws up a baseball shot at the buzzer, and that's going to fall short, but a great defensive play by Linker. We have played one quarter here in Frederick. It's Frederick 18, Fort Morgan 10, a 1-minute break on B106 and B106.com. The Mustangs are going for the sweep tonight of the Frederick Warriors after the Mustang girls won 51-48, but the Mustang boys trail here as we go to the second quarter, 18-10. Edson, Rojo, along with Ortega, Norris, and Adam Cardona into the game for the first time for the Mustangs. Jake Green brings the ball up the court out there with Zimmerman, Marinoff, Cartelli, and let's see, Alex Stern also out there, and a whistle and an offensive foul. And that, I believe, was on Zimmerman. Or check that, on Marinoff. And that'll be his second. And Edson to throw it in. Yeah, it was stuck at 18-10 for a while. Edson in the backcourt to Ortega. Ortega pressure over there by Thornby. That's Thornby into the game. Then the pass towards Norris tipped away, and it's intercepted. 7 turnover for the Mustangs. On the outside right, Green now dribbles into the paint, and then we got a whistle. And that foul's going to be against Fort Morgan. That'll be the team's third. And to throw it in, off the foul by Caden Edson, will be Thornby. In the right corner to Stern, back to Green. Now off the pick to Cartelli, 3 in the air, yes. Joe Cartelli nails the triple. Frederick has their biggest lead of 11. It's 21-10. And then Edson's pass is tipped away by Thornby, but then Edson pokes it away. So they trade turnovers there. And now we got, I think Fort Morgan's called a timeout. Yeah, they got to settle things down. The offense hasn't been there. But after Edson had it taken away by Formby, then he got it right back. So it was a nice resilient play by the Mustang Junior. In the early going, Jake Green has 6 and Davis Richard has 5 for Frederick. The Mustangs have 5 points from Nick Norris, but he's been half of the offense so far. The first Mustang point of the game was brought to you by Cargill Meat Solutions, working with the community to make sure there are jobs for the members of the communities they're in. That's Cargill Meat Solutions. Beautiful gym here in Frederick. The gyms are side by side. And I mean, this is a very nice one. I know this building is relatively new. So here we go, Fort Morgan basketball. Edson to trigger it in to Noah Rojo, right in front of the Fort Morgan bench. One of the officials having a discussion there with Coach Andy Schoen as Edson gets it into Rojo. Caden Edson now to Rojo, back to Edson. On the outside left, jump pass to Cardona, and then the ball off the foot of Davis Richard out of bounds after Cardona put it on the floor. And to throw it in will be Edson. Edson looking on the outside left to Norris. Behind the three-point line now to Ortega. Ortega straight away, swings it right side to Rojo. Rojo back to his left to Ortega. Basically a 2-3 defense here for Frederick. Rojo on the high right to Edson. The Mustangs are being very patient with this possession. 6:47 to go in the second. 21-10, Frederick. Ortega in the corner. Bounce pass down low for Norris. Dribbles, banks, and scores. He's too strong. They just got to keep feeding him. 21-12. That stops a short run there by Frederick, but it's a 9-point lead. Green the other way into the paint. Swings it into the left corner. Back out to Cartelli. Cartelli with a hop step. In the right corner, wide open three. Zimmerman, good. Logan Zimmerman now has 5. The lead is a dozen at 24-12. That's been a bugaboo all season. Mustangs have been outshot from 3 by every opponent, and Caden Edson is fouled along the left baseline. That was Zimmerman who committed the foul. It is the team's 6th, and a first varsity appearance for Nick Beltran, with Fernando Marquez out. At the free throw line, Norris with the basketball, looking straight away to Beltran. Fakes the 3, dribbles at the free throw line in the right baseline to Rojo, all the way, hooks it up, and off the lip of the rim. Rebound to Norris, goes up, and that one is in. Nick Norris got a lot of the rim, and it went down for Norris. Mustangs to within 10. It's 24-14. The other way with the basketball, straight away, Richard 3, and that's good. Man, these guys can shoot. Davis Richard nails the triple, 32nd timeout. Called by Frederick. It's a 27-14 lead. And I'm telling you, this Frederick team, they have nailed 5 3-pointers in the game. Jacob Ortega has the lone 3-pointer for Fort Morgan. And the Mustangs have been shooting under 20% from 3-point range this season. And that's one thing that they've got to just try to improve upon. It's a young squad. This is the biggest lead for the Warriors at 13. Cartelli, Formby, Green, along with Ricky Gutierrez back in the game. And Davis Richard. Mustangs with Edson, Beltran, Norris, Linker. And there's only 4 on the floor. They've only got 4 on the floor. Who's the 5th? Cardona. There we go. And let's see if it'll be Linker to throw it in. Gets it into Beltran. Beltran dribbles by 2. Now into the front court to Edson. Edson with the basketball on the outside right. Then he lost control, got it right back. Edson looking along the baseline to Linker. Down low for Norris. Norris turns and he's fouled. Boy, that's good ball movement there by Fort Morgan. Now Nick Norris to shoot 2. And the foul was committed by Nick Formby. Norris has had a huge first half already with 9 points. Free throw by Norris is off the left side of the rim. Second free throw upcoming for the junior Nick Norris. And that's up, and that's perfect. And he's already in double figures with 10. But the Mustangs with 5.5 to go trail 27-15. On the outside left with the basketball, the three from Cartelli is in. Got to guard him, and the Mustangs now trail by 15. Beltran in the backcourt between the legs. Into the front court, the pass to Linker. Linker on the outside left, down low, and his pass is kicked there by Gutierrez. 6 3-pointers made by this Frederick Warrior team. Edson to trigger it in the front court for Fort Morgan. Edson looking. Back out to Linker on the high left. Cross court to Beltran. Beltran with the basketball. Jump pass inside. Force tipped away. Taken by Edson, though. Edson back out to Beltran. Left wing. Linker, three in the air. His bank no good. And the rebound to Linker. Linker lost it and got it right back. Isaac Linker resets. Over to Cardona all the way. Off the glass and in. Cardona scores. And the Mustangs needed that bucket desperately, but they're still down here by 13, 30-17. Green leans, and the ball is tipped away by Norris and taken away by Cartelli. Cartelli with the basketball. He'll reset. Cartelli just across the timeline with 4.5 to go. Bounce pass right of the lane over there to Zimmerman. Now Cartelli's three is off to the right, and the ball is tipped out of bounds, and it's off of Frederick. Mustang basketball with 4:26 to go in the second quarter. There's Beltran across the timeline for Fort Morgan. Beltran between the legs, setting up this offense against Davis Richard. Left-handed dribble, picks up the dribble. Looking, still looking. Swings it back out to Cardona. Cardona right of the lane. Cardona back out to Edson. Edson straight away to Beltran. Beltran into the lane, puts it up and in! And he scored on the floater in the lane. And the Mustangs now trail 30-19, down by 11. First varsity points. Into the lane is Richard, nearly tipped away. Back out to Beltran. Left of the lane to Cartelli. Swings it right side. Here is Jake Green with the basketball. Thinks about the three steps into the lane. He leans, he shoots, misses front rim, foul. And the foul was committed by Nick Norris. That's his first. And to the line will be Jake Green. Green had 6 points in the opening quarter, held scoreless in this one so far, as he will shoot two. And this free throw is up, and it's off the back of the rim. Second free throw upcoming. Ortega's in for Cardona. Mustangs only down by 11 here. And Frederick has been on fire from three-point range, nailing 6 3-pointers. Second free throw, back rim. Nick Norris goes high for the rebound. That's his third, and the outlet to Ortega. Ortega across the timeline with 3.5 to go, second quarter. Swings it right side to Beltran. Beltran left-handed dribble now to Edson on the outside left. Ortega three, in and out. And the rebound is into the hands of Island Marinoff, his third. Marinoff across the timeline at the top on the right side to Green. Green with the basketball, back to Marinoff. Marinoff against Ortega, puts up a three. That's good, man. That was good defense by Jacob, but just too good. 33-19, 3:07 to go. And here is Beltran across midcourt, and his pass is tipped away. It's intercepted by Richard, who lays it up and in. Off the turnover, off the errant pass by Beltran. And Richard now with 10 points in the game. And the Mustangs have committed their 9th turnover. Full timeout. We'll take it with them. 2:59 to go, second quarter. It's Frederick 35, Fort Morgan 19 on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. Beltran with the basketball out of the timeout. His no-look pass in the corner for Linker. Back out to Edson. Edson straight away in the high right to Ortega. Bounce pass down low for Norris. Triple team ball knocked away. And then Norris ties up for the rebound. Possession arrow, or for the loose ball. Possession arrow Fort Morgan, as Davis Richard was also on the floor. And Edson to throw it in with 2:42 to go in the opening half. Frederick leads 35-19. Edson looking. Still looking. Lobs it near the top to Beltran, near midcourt. Beltran with a left-handed dribble. 2-3 defense for Frederick. On the outside left to Ortega. Ortega at the top for Beltran. On the outside right to Edson. Edson looking to his left, feeds it near the timeline to Beltran, left wing to Ortega, bounce pass inside to Norris. He turns, he hooks, he scores, and a foul. Nick Norris again. And Nick Norris has put together a nice second quarter to go along with a pretty good first quarter. And he goes to the line. He's already got 7 points in the quarter. Mustangs down by 14. They haven't put the foul up there on the board. Now they do on Ricky Gutierrez. That would be his third. And now Norris to the stripe, and Gutierrez out of the game. With 2:23 to go, second quarter. Norris bends, shoots, and it's off to the right. And the rebound controlled by Edson. Do we have a violation? It's only one free throw. The referee blew the whistle. They should give Fort Morgan the basketball. I think that was an inadvertent whistle. Well, first of all, the substitution was made, which probably should have waited until after the free throw, but nonetheless, Linker to throw it in with a 14-point lead for Frederick. Beltran at the top, swings it right side to Ortega. Ortega in the right corner to Linker. Overhead pass taken by Beltran. In the left corner, here's Edson. Edson dribbling to his right. In the lane, Linker, 15-footer, is around and off to the right. And the rebound is into the hands of Davis Richard, his fifth rebound. Here is Jake Green straight away in the lane. Kicks it right corner, wide open three. That's another one that went in. And that's Marinoff with a triple. And it's 38-21 Frederick. They've nailed 7 threes. Entry pass is poked away, but a foul. That'll be the 19th foul intended there for Norris. He'll go to the line for the 1-and-1. And the foul is committed by Alex Stern, but you can't stop this team if they're just hitting 3 after 3. I mean, that's 5 in the quarter. And 7 3-pointers in the game. Norris with a 1-and-1. Free throw is up and off the back of the rim, but Edson does a nice job of chasing down the rebound for Fort Morgan. With the basketball, Norris all the way, left-handed shot is missed, but he's fouled as he just spun into the lane, and committing the foul was Marinoff. And Marinoff has 3 of those 3-pointers, and he's also got 3 fouls. About to check in is Logan Zimmerman. Free throw by Norris is good. Second free throw coming up for the junior, who has 13 points here in the opening half. Second free throw, yes. Norris now with 14, 38-23 Frederick with 1:43 to go. On the outside left with the basketball, Zimmerman penetrating, cut off over there by Beltran. Now on the outside right and backing it out is going to be Jake Green. Green with 1:33 to go, working against Edson. 15-footer is around and no good. Nick Norris goes high for the Mustang. Rebound is fourth. On the outlet to Linker. Linker now to Ortega. Ortega still in the backcourt strip, but he got it right back. Ortega with 1:20 to go. Swings it over to Linker. Now straight away to Nick Beltran. Beltran on the left side to Edson. Back to Beltran. Right side to Ortega. Ortega dribbling to his right. Picks up the dribble. Cross-court pass to Edson. Edson with the basketball. Bounce pass to Ortega. In the right corner, Linker penetrates, and the ball's poked from behind. And taken away by Jake Green. Turnover number 10 for Fort Morgan. Here is Green the other way. Swings it, no-look pass. Dribbling into the lane is Zimmerman. Nearly lost it, got it back. Now straight away, Richard fakes the 3, steps in. Left wing, Zimmerman 3, and it's off the back of the rim. And the ball is loose on the floor, and it's controlled there by Jake Green. That's a nice rebound by Green. And they will reset the offense. With 34 seconds to go in the opening half, 38-23 Frederick. With the basketball, Zimmerman. Zimmerman between the legs against Beltran. In front of the Fort Morgan bench with 25 to go. Now near the timeline is Davis Richard. Richard holding the ball against Linker. 19 seconds to go. On the high left against Green with 16 seconds remaining. Green swings it back out to Zimmerman. We're down to 12 seconds remaining. Back out to Green. Green with 9. With 8 against Edson with 7. Starts his move. Jump pass, right corner. 3 is up, and that's good. And that is made over there by Formby. And then Ortega throws it up at the buzzer, and it's partially blocked. 8 3-pointers in the opening half by Frederick. Frederick 41, Fort Morgan 23 at the break. 3 minutes. 3 minutes on B106 and B106.com. Let's head to the second half, where it was a 3-point shooting fest in the opening half for Frederick. I'm John Beltran. Santa and Frederick Warriors 41-23. 24 of their 41 points scored on three-pointers. 0 of their 41 points have been scored from the free throw line. You rarely see stuff like that. But that's the case in the opening half for Frederick. It'll be Jake Green, Davis Richard, along with Ricky Gutierrez, Nick Formby, and it should be Joe Cartelli. And it is for Frederick. The Mustangs to begin the second half will go with Nick Norris, who scored 14 points, Caden Edson, Jacob Ortega, David Sadinana, who had 2 early fouls, and Isaac Linker. I think if you're Fort Morgan for the remainder of the season, you got to be just chucking up threes. I mean, not just to do it, but to see if they can start hitting those, because that's what teams are beating them with. And Fort Morgan just hasn't had the outside shooting on a consistent basis that the other teams have had. But if they can play a solid second half here and stay as competitive and as close as possible, I mean, that's something you want to at least take with you to the next game. And there was a technical, I guess, in Jacob Ortega. I'm not sure what the tech was about. But a tech was called to Ortega. All right, I got to find out what that's all about. Second free throw for Ortega, and he missed it, in and out. All right, so Fort Morgan already scored without the clock expiring. In the third quarter, and Isaac Linker to throw it in to begin the second half, but Fort Morgan already with a point on the board. Off a tech called against Frederick. Here's David Sadinana into the front court, and I guess the clock was not running. Now Linker to throw it in just beyond midcourt. Into Ortega. Bounce pass down low, tipped away, but flagged down by Ortega. And then to Linker, left of the lane. Linker, bounce pass to Edson, and he has a shot blocked out of bounds by Gutierrez. Mustangs, though, retain possession. There's some size down there for Frederick. Caden tried to float it over him, but they do retain possession. Edson, right corner for Linker. Back out to Sadinana. On the left side to Ortega. Ortega towards the top. Still looking. Got to get rid of it. Back near the timeline to Caden Edson. Edson with the basketball is going to hand it off to Sadinana. Mustangs don't play again until Thursday, by the way, at home against Roosevelt. Ortega baseline here to Linker. Linker turns, hooks, and scores. Isaac Linker with the right hand. Isaac Linker has got his first points of the game. 41-26, the Mustangs to within 15. 7:13 to go, third quarter. Jay Green the other way against Sadinana. Left of the lane, jump pass, back out over there to Cartelli. Cartelli against Edson, crossover dribble, backs up, shot is up, and no good. And Nick Norris has the rebound. He missed it just inside the three-point line. Norris with a 6th board. Ortega for Fort Morgan, back out to Sadinana. Sadinana double team, jump pass on the outside right to Edson. Now to Sadinana straight away. Sadinana picks up the dribble, still looking. Got to get rid of it. Somebody's got to help him out. Nick Norris does. Norris near the top, bounce pass to Sadinana, dribbles right of the paint. In the right corner, here's Ortega dribbling right baseline. He's going to have to spin it back out towards Sadinana. Ball tipped away. He gets it back. Now to Linker right of the lane. Over to Edson, left of the paint, all the way, scoops it up and in. A strong move by Caden Edson. And a timeout by Frederick. The Mustangs have begun the second half on a 5-0 run. And an 18-point halftime lead is down to 13 at 41-28. So Fort Morgan is attempting to crawl back into this game. Willow Coffee and Bake Shop on Edison Street in Brush. Get a delicious treat, breakfast or lunch option to make the day better. Willow Coffee and Bake Shop. And like a good neighbor, Greg Mullen and his team at State Farm Insurance are there to make the insurance world easy for you. 842-4555. Frederick basketball, but the Mustangs will pressure in the backcourt. Down by a baker's dozen. And to throw it in will be Joe Cartelli. We played 96 seconds here in the second half, and it's been all Fort Morgan, but again, they need a lot more than this right now. And here comes Jake Green across the timeline for Frederick. Green on the outside right, hands it off to Cartelli, right of the paint. On the outside right to Richards, straight away to Green. Against Sarinana, straight away three, and it's off the back of the rim. And nice rebound there by Caden Edson, going high for the board. Edson on the outlet there on the outside right to Ortega. Ortega with the basketball now to Sarinana. Sarinana just across midcourt. 2-3 defense there for Frederick. Right side to Ortega. Now to Sarinana. With a left-handed dribble. Picks it up into the paint to Linker all the way. Had the shot partially blocked, but a foul on Gutierrez. And Isaac Linker to shoot two. Impressive run put together here by Fort Morgan. And it looks like Alan Marinoff is going to check back in. Gutierrez has committed his fourth. Linker now for two in the first free throws, off to the left. Second free throw coming up for the two-year starting quarterback for the Mustangs. He took his team to the playoffs this year. Linker will bend, shoot, and connect. It rattles in. Linker now with 3 points, all in the quarter. Mustangs on a 6-0 run, 41-29. In the left corner with the basketball, Richard, three, is off the front of the rim. Nick Norris goes high for the rebound. They're going cold from three. On the outlet to Sarinana. Mustangs can make this a 10-point game. Sarinana with a right-handed dribble, feeds in right corner. Edson, bounce pass down low for Norris. Turns, shoots, partially blocked, but a foul. Nick Norris will shoot two. And that might have been Marinoff. And a technical foul. Let's see who the... I think that tech might be against... We have a tech. And that might be against Frederick. Fort Morgan could go on a major run here if they can make free throws. Okay, the foul was on Formby, which is his third, and then the tech was called. There should be 4 free throws. And the ball. Free throw by Norris is off the back of the rim. Second free throw upcoming. I think Formby probably thought he had all ball. Very lonely when there's nobody around you. It's much easier to shoot those free throws with traffic around you. This free throw's up, and that's off to the right. Norris frustrated with himself. Now let's see if we have 2 free throws here from Ortega. Oh, that was a shot to get right back into the game. I mean, they're still not far off, but he missed 2. Nick Norris is 4 out of 10 from the line. Or Ortega misses off to the right. Oh, this is the story of the season, just shooting, period. Second free throw, and he made that one. But Fort Morgan, a 1 out of 4 trip there. And now they have the ball. They are on a 7-0 run, though, to begin the second half. And they've got the basketball. And to throw it in will be Linker. Same starting 5 out there. It's been a nice night for Norris, though, despite missing 6 free throws. He does have 14 points. And now I'm not sure what the discussion is all about, but there definitely was a technical there. A personal and a technical against Cartelli. Or I should say Formby, not Cartelli. Formby, excuse me. He's out of the game now. Cartelli's in there. All right, Linker, left corner, Edson. He'll take the 3, and it's off the front of the rim. Norris gets the rebound, puts it on the floor, though. Then he gets it back in the lane, spin shoots, partially blocked. And that's taken away by Cartelli. That's a clean block. Then the ball is loose, and it's picked up here by Richard. Cross-court pass to Marinoff. He takes the right wing 3, and it's no good. And we got a whistle and a foul. Somebody went over the back. I think it might have been Fort Morgan going over the back there. Yeah, that'll stay right there. That'll be the second foul against Nick Norris. But it's still a 7-0 run for the Mustangs. And now they got to get the ball in bounds. Zimmerman in the right corner to Green. Back out to Marinoff, guarded by Ortega. They have missed all their threes taken in this quarter, 0 out of 4 so far, and that's kept the Mustangs in the game. There's the handoff to Marinoff. Left corner, Zimmerman three, and that's good. Nailed that one. That's number 9 in the game. 44-30. That stops a 7-0 run. Sadinana for Fort Morgan. Front court pass to Norris. On the outside left to Linker. Bounce pass near the timeline to David Sadinana. In front of the Fort Morgan bench to Ortega. Now straight away to Sadinana. On the high left to Edson. Edson to his right. Sadinana fakes the three. Jump pass down low for Norris. Dribbles, turns, banks, and scores. He's too strong. 16 points for Norris. The lead is down to 12. 4:26 to go, third quarter. 44-32 Frederick. Davis Richard the other way. Left corner for Zimmerman. Lost the ball, and now it's flagged down near midcourt there by Jake Green. Now to Marinoff. Right of the lane, in the lane. Then he's fouled on the floor. He's fouled by Ortega. That'll be a second. And to trigger it in is going to be Davis Richard. Down low for Green. He banks it in. Fouled by Sadinana. He cut to the basket. Sadinana commits his third. And Jake Green now has 8 in the game. And the free throw is in. The lead is back up to 15. Yeah, that backdoor cut just really hurt Fort Morgan there. Sadinana off the inbounds pass. Jump pass to Norris. Norris all the way, lays it up and in! Sadinana to Norris. Nick Norris now with 18. 47-34, 4 minutes to go in the third. Straight away with the basketball for Frederick as Jake Green cross court to Cartelli against Edson. Between his legs, retreats towards midcourt. Now starts his move. Hands it off over there to Richard. Richard left of the paint against Linker. Back out to Zimmerman. Swings it right side to Marinoff. Straight away, here's the three from Zimmerman, and he got it again. Wow. 10 3-pointers in the game for this team from Frederick, 50-34. I'll do an official count. I might have skipped one there. Sadinana jump pass to Ortega. In the left corner, Linker lob down low for Norris. Turns, and he's fouled as he tried to put it up and score. And Norris to the line. Well, I can't imagine how many more looks Norris would get if the Mustangs could convert a little bit more on their outside shooting. But right now, 10 3-pointers for Frederick, 1 for Fort Morgan. But Nick Norris will step to the stripe. He's got 18 points tonight, but only 4 out of 10 from the line. He bends, he shoots, and he connects. Mustangs down by 15, 50-35. Substitutions made over there by Frederick, Alex Stern, and Nick Formby back into the game. And Nick Norris to shoot a second. Norris bends, shoots, and connects. Norris now with 20. The Mustangs down by 14. They're kind of hanging around, but they've got to get it to single digits. 50-36. Oh, down low, wide open is Stern, and he's fouled by Edson. Mustangs fell asleep there on the back end. Alex Stern to shoot 2. Edson had to commit the foul. If not, it would have been an easy layup. 2 fouls on Edson. Alex Stern to the line. Stern looking for his first point, and he missed the free throw. 11 points for Zimmerman to lead Frederick. Nick Norris leads all scorers with 20. Second free throw good. 51-36, backcourt to Edson, now to Linker. Linker over to Sadinana. Sadinana across the timeline, bumped by Zimmerman. Good aggressive play there by Sadinana. Zimmerman commits a second. And that's the team 6, so the Mustangs could be shooting some free throws here coming up pretty soon. With 3:13 to go in the third, down 51-36. And there's the inbounds to David Sadinana. On the high left to Ortega with a chest pass. Straight away to Sadinana, dribbling to his right. Sadinana now backing up a bit. No look pass down low for Norris, and he banks it in. Beautiful look by Sadinana. 8 points in the quarter for Norris, 22 in the game. It's a 13-point game. No look to Alex Stern the other way. Backdoor cut, he scored. Wow, wide open. Timeout, 30-second. Make it a 60-second timeout. We'll take it with him. 2:51 to go. We're in the third quarter. Frederick 53, Fort Morgan 38 on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. 2:51 to go in the third quarter. And the Mustangs trail by a score of 51-38. Here comes David Sadinana. Mustangs were down by 18 at the break. On the outside left to Ortega, straight away to Sadinana. High right to Edson, dribbling towards the corner. Edson back to his left to Sadinana. Left wing, Ortega takes the three, and that's off the front of the rim. And there's a foul on Isaac Linker, who went over the back. That's the team's sixth. And Linker with his first personal. And now Frederick with a chance to extend the lead. Across the timeline will be Davis Richard. Left-handed dribble against Linker. Straight away Zimmerman fakes the three, steps in the left corner. Cartelli three. Again they made it. It is raining triples here in Frederick. 11 three-pointers, 56-38. They match their lead at halftime. We have 2:07 to go in the third. Ortega on the high right, and Fort Morgan started this quarter in a 7-0 run. Ortega with the basketball. Bounce pass to Sadinana straight away on the left wing to Edson. Edson towards the top, now to Sadinana. Sadinana left side to Edson, left corner for Linker. Linker will take the three. Yes! Isaac just took a dribble and said, yeah, no, I'll take it. And now he's got 6. The lead is down to 15. With the basketball, Zimmerman now back out to Cartelli. Cartelli with 1:35 to go. Here's Richards, hands it off, down low for Cartelli, and he puts it up and he misses, but he's fouled. A lot of body contact there. And that foul will be against Nick Norris, his third. Norris has 22 points in the game. And to the line will be Joe Cartelli, who's got 9 points. Mustangs on Thursday will take on Roosevelt. That game right here on B106 and B106.com. Again, coming up on Thursday. Of course, we'll have 2 games. Now, both teams have 16 fouls, so it could be a long fourth quarter unless they back off on the fouls. The free throw is good by Cartelli. Cartelli now with 10. And back at the game is Jake Green, their leading scorer this season. But tonight, he's been held to 9 points, averaging over 15 a game. Second free throw here for Cartelli. That's up, and that is in. Cartelli now with 11. 58-41. Sadinana comes the other way for Fort Morgan. Sadinana at the top. Right side for Edson. Bounce pass. Right corner for Cardona. Back out to Edson. Edson straight away for Sadinana. On the left wing here is Jacob Ortega. Ortega looking, still looking near the timeline to Sadinana. Sadinana free throw on right side. Edson, he takes the three. Good! Caden Edson drills the triple. But only the third of the game for Fort Morgan. And then Edson comes up with a steal the other way. First turnover by either side in the quarter. And then a foul in the front court by Zimmerman. That'll be the 1-and-1. Zimmerman with his third. So the Mustangs again playing hard in this quarter, trying to make a comeback, down by 14. And a 1-and-1, but they've got to nail their free throws here. And Edson will drill the first. Second free throw upcoming, 58-45 in favor of Frederick. Man, the Mustangs are just that close to making a run. 53.1 seconds to go in the quarter. Second free throw, swish. 5 for Edson. 58-46, 49 seconds to go in the third. Green into the front court for Frederick, guarded by Edson. Starts to drive to the basket. Jump pass. Cross court is taken over there by Zimmerman. Now back out near the timeline with the basketball is Cartelli. He drives into the lane. Jump pass down low off the hands of Stern. Now left corner, Green three is short. No good, but he grabs his own rebound all the way, scoops it up and in. Green was not blocked out, and he now has 5 in the quarter, 11 in the game. 60-46 in favor of Frederick. 22 seconds to go in the third. On the outside right, Ortega with the basketball. Bounce pass in the lane to Cardona. Lob down low for Norris. He banks it in to the right of the basket. Nice feed from Adam. Norris with 10 in the quarter, 24 in the game. 8 seconds to go. It's a 12-point lead. Down to 6. Cartelli fakes a 3. Left corner, Richard penetrates, floats it up and around and no good. And the ball is tipped around and it's out of bounds. It's off of Frederick, but the quarter has expired. The Mustangs outscore Frederick in the quarter 25-19 and trail by 12 after 3. Frederick 60, Fort Morgan 48. Back for the final 8 minutes in 1 minute on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. Let's start the fourth quarter. The Mustangs down to Frederick 60-48. Frederick basketball. Cartelli left wing 3, and it's off to the left, and the ball is tipped around by Linker. Tries to save it in, and he does nicely to Jacob Ortega. The Mustangs can make this a 10-point game with a bucket. Ortega left wing to Sadinana. Out there again with Edson and Nick Norris. Starting 5 played very well in that third quarter. Here's Sadinana in the left corner for Edson. Edson trying to dribble out of traffic. Near the top to Sadinana. Fort Morgan did not commit a turnover. Down low for Ortega off his hands, and then it's taken away. And they just committed their first turnover right there. Taken away by Cartelli with a basketball. Actually, Fort Morgan had 1 turnover in the quarter. Cartelli in the left wing dribbles by Linker in the lane, floats it up, missed it, and Gutierrez grabs it out of the midair and scores off the glass. That was just a fortunate deflection. 62-48. Sadinana straight away 3 is off the back of the rim. Cartelli chased down the rebound. Jump pass is tipped away, and it's intercepted by Edson. So Fort Morgan and Frederick their first turnover of the quarter. Norris the other way banks, and he misses. And Linker goes for the rebound, but it's taken away again by Cartelli. Cartelli's got it. 6:39 to go in the game. Frederick 62, Fort Morgan 48. Cartelli left corner. Here is Stern all the way. Check that. That's Formby, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line. I think Nick Norris got him there. Norris with his 4th. Yeah, outside of the free throw shooting, where Norris is 6 out of 12. They're going to say Linker instead, so that's good news for Norris. That's his Linker's 3rd foul. Free throw by Formby is off the back of the rim. Second one is coming up. With 6:34 to go in the game. And that's up and that's in. 63-48. Here's Sadinana. Near the timeline, over to Neardy and over and back there. Over to Norris all the way, puts it up and in with the left hand. Well, there were 3 beautiful passes thrown there. And Norris is able to score again. He's got 26. But Fort Morgan down by a baker's dozen, 63-15. 6:12 to go in the game. Into the front court is Formby. Cross court to Marinoff. Watch out for him. He can hit the 3. Back out on the handoff to Zimmerman. And now we are approaching the 6-minute mark. Zimmerman against Ortega. Behind his back, maintains the dribble, picks up his dribble. Jump pass near the timeline now to Formby. Formby against Linker into the lane. No look passes. Tipped off of a Mustang and it goes in the basket. That's going to be credited to Gutierrez. It was tipped by a Mustang and it just took a high bounce off a deflection and it went in. So the closest player gets credit for the bucket. That's that type of night, 65-50. Norris in the lane, he hooks it up and missed it off the beautiful feed from Linker. Jake Green has the rebound. Green with his 3rd board. Green on the outside right. Stripped away by Edson, but then gets it back, hands it off to Marinoff. Now to Logan Zimmerman. 5:19 to go in the game. 65-50 in favor of Frederick. Formby against Linker, right of the paint. On the outside right to Marinoff. His 8-foot floater's good. In the lane for Marinoff. Marinoff now with 11. 67-50. Straight away Sadinana. Left wing Edson. Wide open 3 is in and out. Rebound to Linker. Linker scoops it up and he's fouled as he misses. Linker to the line. Linker to shoot 2. And Ricky Gutierrez is fouled out with 4 points. All right, so here is Isaac Linker to shoot 2 free throws. And that one's up. They're going to say that was a 1-and-1. I don't get that. Anyway, he made it anyway. Linker has 7 points all in the second half. Fort Morgan down by 16. Second free throw for Isaac. It rattles out. Rebound to Norris. He scoops it in. Boy, Nick Norris is having a career night. Timeout Fort Morgan. Nick Norris now unofficially has 28 points in the game. Was 8 rebounds. Doing a recount here real quick. That's what I've got. 28 points for Norris. He's been our player of the game quite a few games this year. And I don't see how anybody else is going to get it tonight. You put up more than half of your team's points. You're to within 14. They have not been able to get to single digits since the opening half. Once again, Fort Morgan will be home the next, I believe, 3 games. So they won't be on the road for a while. But once they do, they still got to play games in Berthoud later on in the season, at Roosevelt later on, at Windsor. So they still have plenty to play here to close out this 2019 campaign. Same starting 5. They've held their own. They've outscored this team by 4 here in the second half. And the Mustangs will pressure with 4:49 to go in the game, down 67-53. Marinoff in the backcourt. Over to Cartelli, back to Marinoff. Now to Cartelli, front court pass to Richard. Thinks about the 3, he's not going to take it. Feeds it back out to Marinoff. And that's actually Formby into the game. Formby and Cartelli almost look alike. Back near the timeline as Frederick's taking some air out of the ball. And then the cross-court jump pass is intercepted by Sadinana. Nice defense by the Mustangs. Turnover number 6 for Frederick. Sadinana went behind his back, lost it, and got it back. And then he's fouled by Jake Green. That'll be the 19th foul. Green commits a second. Sadinana has not scored tonight, but he'll get a chance. But again, can Fort Morgan make free throws? They've been inconsistent tonight. Free throw by Sadinana is off the back of the rim, and Linker went for the rebound, knocked out of bounds by Formby. Fort Morgan basketball. Edson to throw it in. Edson in the right corner for Norris. Norris dribbles to his left. Cross-court pass is taken over there by Sadinana. Left corner, Linker 3 is an air ball. And then Norris went over the back. 1-1. That's Norris's 4th. That's too bad because Linker had a wide open look. But too much air behind that one. Oh, Norris apparently with his 3rd. Okay, I must have given him an extra foul in there. Davis Richard, who has not scored in the second half after 10 in the opening half, misses the free throw. Back rimmed and Ortega grabs his first rebound on the outlet to Edson, and then the pass inside to Norris is poked out of bounds by Formby. Under 4 minutes to go in the game. Fort Morgan is down by 14. And to throw it in will be Ortega in the corner. Ortega lobs it in the right corner for Sadinana. Sadinana with a dribble. Bounce pass down low for Edson. He's fouled from behind. That'll be the 10-team foul, double bonus. And Edson's a very good free throw shooter. And that foul was committed by Stern. That'll be his 2nd. Caden Edson has 5 points, all in the 3rd quarter. You make 2 here, you draw to within 4 possessions. This one is up, and that one's perfect. Yeah, Edson's got a sweet stroke for the line. 2nd free throw coming up for Edson. And that one's up, and that's in and out. Rebound to Norris. Oh, then he lost it. He never fully had it. Jay Green chases it down. Boy, he could have had an easy shot there. And then Marinoff is fouled by Ortega. That'll be the double bonus as well. Well, you don't want to get into this game where you're fouling on each side and slowing down the game. 67-54. This was the margin and the exact score that Fort Morgan lost on Tuesday night by to Meade. And now Marinoff to shoot 2. Free throw by Marinoff is in and out. That was the 19th foul, excuse me. Rebound to Nick Norris, his 9th. Here's Sadinana straight away on the outside right to Edson. Edson back to Sadinana. Left corner, Ortega. 3 in the air, and that's short. Again, just really not enough arc there by Ortega. You got to get more arc and not flatten out that shot. If not, it does fall short. Ball out of bounds off of Norris. Frederick has the basketball. They had a shot to draw to within 10. Here's Green to Marinoff. Now to Green in the front court, middle of the lane. He hooks it up, and a blocking foul as he misses. The foul is going to be on Sadinana. Sadinana with his 4th. Coach Schoen thought that was offensive. And here is Jake Green. Free throw is in. Green approaching a season average of 15. He's got 12. 68-54. Second free throw upcoming. And that one's up, and that's in and out. And boy, that's a heck of a rebound there in the corner by Stern. Great rebound there. Linker had it blocked out, but he just jumped a little bit higher. Here is Jake Green, left of the free throw line in the lane. Shot blocked by Norris, but a foul. Well, Norris swatted. That will be Nick's 4th. Sounded like got a lot of ball, but when you swat, the foul will be called. And again, Jake Green back to the line to shoot 2 free throws. And the first one is up, and that is short. Second free throw upcoming. That one is up, and that one is off to the right. And again, Stern went for the rebound, and Linker fouled him. Boy, what's happening here? Well, the Mustangs cannot get a rebound off a missed free throw. Stern to shoot 2. Well, that's got to be ultimately very frustrating. All you got to do is block out and grab those rebounds, and now it'll be Alex Stern with 2 more free throws here for Frederick. They've already attempted 8 in the quarter, and that free throw's in. 69-54. Out of the game is Marinoff. Alex Stern with a second free throw. That is back rimmed. The ball is tipped out to Stern. This is unbelievable. I can't believe that just happened again. But again, Fort Morgan blocked out. It was just a long rebound. Here's Cartelli over to Richard. Richard looking back out to Cartelli. 2:48 to go in the game. Right corner for Formby. Bounce pass to Richard. They're just spreading the floor right now. Here's Cartelli. Right corner for Formby. Back out near midcourt to Richard. Just taking time off the clock, up by 15. Feeds it to Green, middle of the lane. Bounce pass over to Stern. Back to Green. Near the top, back out to Cartelli. Well, is Fort Morgan going to foul? I mean, they don't need to foul. Cartelli floats it up and around and good straight away on that runner. Now has 13. Mustangs down by 17 with 2:12 to go in the game. Ortega back out to Sadinana. Sadinana straight away with the basketball. In the left corner for Ortega. Bounce pass to Linker, left of the lane. Linker right side to Edson. He'll take the 3, and that's good. Caden Edson drills another 3. He's got 9 points. But again, Fort Morgan is down by 14 with 1:59 to go. And timeout will keep it right here. Yeah, they have not been able to get to within 10. That's been one of the issues. Now it's Dubray, Rojo, Beto Martinez, Simon Graff, and Adam Cardona for Fort Morgan. So the starters are out. But they did outscore Frederick by 4 points in the second half. And Frederick staying mainly with their starters. Yeah, they're not taking a chance here with 1:59 to go. Here's Cartelli against Rojo in the backcourt. Cartelli crosses the timeline. Cartelli against Rojo. Cartelli hands it off to Green on the outside right, guarded by Graff. In the lane, then he throws it right into the hands of Noah Rojo. Nice play by the senior. Here's Martinez the other way. Beto on the outside right, looking, still looking, has to get rid of it. And does on the bounce pass to Rojo. Rojo with 1:26 to go. Outside right to Cardona. Cardona straight away to Rojo. Rojo behind the three-point line. Bounce pass towards Beto Martinez. There's a foul. And Beto Martinez will go to the line. That foul was committed by Davis Richard. So Beto Martinez to shoot two. This is his first varsity action. Nick Beltran had his in the first half, and he scored a bucket. Let's see if Beto can make at least one free throw to get his first point as a varsity player, but it's off the back of the rim. Second free throw upcoming for Beto Martinez with 78 seconds to go in the game. Beto bends, shoots, and he missed it off to the left. And we have a lane violation. Yep, we did against Fort Morgan. So Formby to trigger it in. In the backcourt to Richard, pressured by Cardona. You really don't want to foul here. This game is essentially over already. Richard, front court pass is taken by Cartelli on the high right. We're down to 1:06 to go. Swings it left side for Formby, back to Richard. 1 minute even to go in the game. Green then has the ball tipped away by Cardona. Nice defensive play. Here's Graff. Bounce pass went behind Rojo out of bounds. Only the third turnover by Fort Morgan in the second half. They've got 13 in the game. Frederick has 8. The story of this game has been three-point shooting by Frederick. They have nailed 11 three-pointers, 8 of those in the opening half. None here in the fourth quarter, but we're down to 41 seconds to go. Cartelli plays catch with Formby just across midcourt. Back to Cartelli. Hard to believe Frederick's only 1-4 in league play, but they got talent. Green into the paint. Jump pass in the corner for Richard. Davis Richard with 26 seconds remaining. Fort Morgan just playing tight defense over to Cartelli with 21 seconds to go. In the left corner with the basketball now is Formby. Now to Richard. We're down to 12 seconds remaining. Jump pass to Jay Green. Don't foul. Do not foul. Here's Alex Stern. It looks like Cardona almost tried to reach in. No reason to foul here. And they're going to dribble out the clock. And Frederick is going to win the game tonight. 71-57. Time for a 2-minute break. We'll wrap this whole thing up in 2 minutes. Frederick 71, Fort Morgan 57 on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. Tough one for the Fort Morgan Mustang boys tonight as they lose to the Frederick Warriors in Frederick by a score of 71-57. As Frederick led 18-10 after one, 41-23 at the break. Fort Morgan outscored Frederick 25-19 in the third and trailed by 12 after three, then outscored 11-9 in that fourth quarter. As we welcome you to the Mustang Post-Game Show. Mustang Post-Game Show is brought to you by Morgan Community College. There to make your dreams become a reality for both traditional and non-traditional students. Check them out at morgancc.edu. Visiting Mustangs. I thought I missed a couple of points there, and I think I did. So I've got Nick Norris now with 30 points in the game. 9 for Caden Edson, 7 points for Isaac Linker. 5 in the game for Jacob Ortega, and 2 apiece for Adam Cardona, Noah Rojo, and Nick Beltran. For Frederick, boy, masterful tonight. 5 players in double figures. Joe Cartelli with 13, 12 for Jay Green, 11 for Logan Zimmerman, and Island Marinoff, and 10 points for Davis Richard. 6 in the game for Nick Formby, and 4 apiece for Alex Stern and Ricky Gutierrez. Mustangs out-rebounded by Frederick. Frederick had 21 rebounds, Fort Morgan with 18. Norris had 9 for Fort Morgan, and Frederick got 5 apiece from Cartelli and Richard. The Mustangs committed 13 turnovers in the game, but only 3 in the second half. Frederick had 8 turnovers. Free throw shooting, Frederick was 7 out of 18, so they struggled from the line. Fort Morgan had their opportunities, but only 13 out of 27 in the game, so they were under 50%, even though their percentage was better than Frederick's. The Mustangs dropped to 0-7 in league play, 3-11 overall. Frederick 2-4 in the league, 7-6 on the season. Mustangs back in action coming up on Thursday. Doubleheader on B106 and B106.com. 5:30 for the girls' game, 7 o'clock for the boys' game in Fort Morgan when they take on the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Long night, but a good night for the Mustang girls as they defeated Frederick tonight. We'll get to that score here in just a second. Outstanding job by our sound engineer and producer, Herrick Curtis. I'm John Beltran. The Mustang girls beat Frederick tonight 51-48. Mustang boys fall to Frederick 71-57. You heard all that action right here on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com.